Okay, in the previous labs, we've learned a lot about Excel, right? But Excel has a problem. Let's open Excel as an example here. So if we use Excel, Excel almost gives you all the um, options that you can use, which is a freestyle table, right? If we say the table looks like a name, age, right? Some people may say let's say Tom, right? Tom, and age if one is okay, but let's do another one, which is Bob, and the age let's do take one. Okay, seeing these two numbers, both of them are one. However, one is more like a string. Another one is a number. When you say sum them, right? When you say sum them, the answer is one. Right? That would be some kind of issue. What problem is here is we don't have the data type constraint for Excel, which is today you can write this way, tomorrow you can write that way, right? Different people may have different um, opinion to use the table. And this make it very hard for different people work together, especially when you work for a company. It is very hard for them to aggregate data after that. Nowadays, big data era, right? But if you have something like this, it's very big problem if we cannot handle them. That is coming out with the concept of database, right? We won't go too deep for advanced database, but here we want to use two classes to cover um, a tool, a very simple tool from Microsoft is called Access. Okay, so what is the difference between Excel and Access? Let me introduce you to the Access first. Then we talk about that. Okay, so let's close this one. Let's go to the map ID because this is the first time we use Access. I will use Access materials training for the first touch to the Access, make things simple. Then next week we will talk about the greater project, Access greater project. But for this week, we talk about a little bit base about Access. Use the example here to let you know what is the Access. And in the next week, we will finish the Access, the capstone project together. Right? Then after that, you will have everything you need to know about Access. But for this week, we just get a first taste about it. So first thing is come to the introduction to Access. Or you can do it by yourself, but I will explain some basic concepts with Excel. Let's do the simulation training here. Okay, so the the screen looks a little bit different from the Excel. Normally in Excel, right, we have open Excel here, but here is like Windows. And the first thing is you need to start Access, right? Just like you start any software, it's the same. Click on the Windows and Access, or you can just ask Access, then open that. Okay, so this is Access, right? There are a lot of options here. It's not like a table showing in the front, but don't be panicked. There are several options, black database or some templates, right? Or you can open from other files, right? That is asked what we need to do. Open the file, right? Open the file with the name 801H shaders, and we use browse. That is A01H shaders. Okay, browse. This one. Open. Once we have that, it asks us to save a copy. with this name. Let's copy this name first. In the documents folder. Okay, file, save as. Make sure you are choosing the database, save as. In document folder, we want this name here. That's right. Traders, students. Save it. Okay, it is security warning, right? Now the reason for that is we are now saving the file into a new file. Right? By default, if it's new database, it doesn't allow you to use some content, but here we enable that. Okay, now you know how to start Excel. Access. And now let's make some operation on that. So the from the navigation from the navigation pane, double click the customers table. The customer table is this one. So we have several options: tables, queries, forms, reports. Right, for the tables, they just like plain Excel. And the queries is something, you know, the function called VLOOKUP, right? When we want to search some data from another zone, we use VLOOKUP. In Access, the queries can do much faster than VLOOKUP, and you don't have to save that. You don't have to save that in the real time. You only use it when you need it. Okay, so it only calculates when you need it. And the forms is like creating an app, right? You can interact with others. So we use form, and the reports is when we do some reports weekly, monthly, yearly. We can use this default report to create printable output very easily. We will go through each of those in the next part. Okay, first let's double click the customer table here. Right. In the customer table, you will see it's pretty much like the Excel, right? Like Excel, but you cannot put the formula directly here. So everything is just a entry, plain entry, and it asks us um, to the design view. Here is the date. If you right click on the tab, right? Here design view and the datasheet view. So the datasheet view shows you the data, and design view shows you the structure of the table. That's what we didn't cover in Excel, right? Because the Excel is not standardized structured data, but Access is a part of SQL database. Right? It's type of SQL database. It has structure. When we use design view, we are looking at the design. Okay, let's switch.